Lionel Andrés Messi, the architecture of modern football, tactical evolution, and a biological analysis of a legend. The history of football revolves around rare figures who redefine the rules, aesthetics, and physical limits of the game. However, the career of Lionel Andrés Messi is far beyond a mere inventory of sporting achievements. It is a unique phenomenological case study in which biological disadvantages are overcome with technical genius, tactical innovations materialize on the field, and the dynamics of the global sports industry can be understood through a single individual. From the working-class neighborhoods of Rosario, to the sacred Camp Nou of Barcelona, from the aristocratic football climate of Paris to the eternal coronation ceremony at Lusail Stadium in Qatar, this journey forms the most comprehensive sports narrative of the 21st century. This report aims to examine Lionel Messi's life and career with chronological precision, analyzing his revolutionary interpretation of the false nine, the metamorphosis of his off-field character, the evolution of his leadership, and the records that have disrupted statistical science. The report presents the player's medical background, turning points in his club and national team career, contract details, and tactical analyses with academic depth and causal relationships. The socio-cultural texture of Rosario and first contact. Born on June 24, 1987, in the city of Rosario, Argentina's agricultural and industrial export center in Santa Fe province, Lionel Andrés Messi is the third child of a family of Italian and Spanish descent. His father Jorge Messi worked as a supervisor in a steel factory, while his mother Celia Cuccittini was a housewife who supported the household income through part-time cleaning work. The family's socio-economic situation was considered modest, within Argentina's turbulent economic climate of that time. Messi's ontological bond with football emerged while his motor skills were just beginning to develop. The characteristic feature of Argentine football culture, potrero, street football, laid the foundations of his ball control and tight space maneuverability. At the age of 4, he officially stepped into football at the local amateur club Grandoli, coached by his father Jorge. The most decisive emotional figure in this period was his grandmother Celia Oliveira, who took him to training sessions and was his fiercest supporter in the stands. Her death created a deep trauma and motivational force in Messi's psycho-emotional development. Throughout his career, his gesture of pointing to the sky after every goal became a ritual reflecting this spiritual bond. Newell's Old Boys and the La Máquina de '87 phenomenon. In 1994, at the age of 6, Messi joined Newell's Old Boys. One of Rosario's two treatment protocol led by Dr. Diego Schwarstein was costly and demanding. Messi had to inject growth hormone into his legs every night, a heavy physical and psychological burden for a small child. The monthly cost was approximately $900 to $1,000. As Argentina fell into one of the worst economic crises in its history, the family could not afford the treatment. Newell's Old Boys initially contributed but then stopped payments. River Plate evaluated Messi but declined to cover housing and treatment costs, seeing it as a financial risk for a youth player. This rejection pushed the family toward a radical decision, to look to Europe. The Atlantic Gamble and the construction of Barcelona, 2000 to 2004. Carlos Rexach and the historic napkin contract. Messi's contact with Barcelona was established through Argentine agents Fabian Soldini, Martin Montero, and their Barcelona connections Horacio Gaggioli and Josep Minguella. In September 2000, 13-year-old Lionel and his father Jorge traveled to Catalonia for trial sessions. Carlos Rexach, then sporting director and club legend, saw Messi for just a few minutes and was stunned by his football intelligence and ball control. However, internal opposition within the club resisted committing financial support to a 13-year-old foreigner. When negotiations stalled, Jorge Messi delivered an ultimatum: if you don't decide now, we will return to Argentina. On December 14, 2000, at Pompeia Tennis Club in Barcelona, Rexach wrote a handwritten pledge on a paper napkin due to the lack of official paper, promising to sign Messi under the agreed conditions despite internal opposition. This napkin later became a historical artifact sold for hundreds of thousands of pounds. Integration problems and loneliness in La Masia. The family moved to Barcelona in February 2001, but Messi could not play official matches for months because Newell's refused to send his transfer certificate. His mother and siblings eventually returned to Argentina due to social and financial difficulties, leaving Lionel alone with his father. Already introverted, Messi became even quieter, communicating mostly through football. 2.3, The Baby Dream Team and the Masked Hero. After medical treatment progressed successfully, Messi joined the famous Cadete A team with Gerard Piqué and Cesc Fabregas. In the 2002-2003 season, he scored 36 goals in 30 matches. Before the Copa Catalunya final, he fractured his cheekbone and was required to wear a protective mask. Messi removed the mask mid-match because it bothered him and still scored twice, leading the team to the title, an event that transformed his image from talented child to unstoppable warrior. Frank Rijkaard and the Porto match, a 16-year-old prodigy. Messi first played with the senior team on November 16, 2003, against José Mourinho's Porto, at the opening of Estadio do Dragão. At 16 years and 145 days old, wearing number 14, he impressed players and coaches with his dribbling and confidence. Xavi recalls, "We looked at each other in training, this kid was different." Official debut and Ronaldinho's mentorship. Messi's La Liga debut came on October 16, 2004, against Espanyol, making him the youngest player to represent Barcelona in the league at the time. Ronaldinho's mentorship played a critical role in his adaptation. Messi would later say Ronaldinho helped him manage early career pressure. On May 1, 2005, Messi scored his first official goal against Albacete from Ronaldinho's lob pass. A symbolic handover of Messi's status as an elite-level prospect became undeniable. The heir to Maradona, the Getafe goal, 2007. On April 18, 2007, Messi scored a goal against Getafe incredibly similar to Maradona's 1986 goal of the century, dribbling past 5 defenders and the goalkeeper. Summer 2008, the cleanup and the transfer of the number 10.